Welcome. Yes, like Mother Eve would say, let there be light, and there was light. So it's our way of drawing on Mother Eve's energy and to help see us through when we are on these presentations. So this just came to me intuitively, and I thought, yes, as we have done in previous presentations, calling on revelation and waters, of course, revelation to reveal to us, uncover the deep meanings of things that we need to see, and water to help us to have the transparency in what we are doing, thinking, and seeing as we go along. So, in case you are new to numerology, this is a depiction of Mother Eve. In fact, it's becoming my favorite one for quite some time now. She has changed her features slightly as we go along, but she seems happier now. So I'm really feeling good about that too. Yes, so this template, of course, is the sacrifice template derived from last Easter of 2017, and it has proven quite robust in that it has really helped us. For instance, just to let you just to go over what we have, how we link or anchor onto the meaning of each column. So the column 1, which is here, we call it the jazz column. Then following this bucket or basket, and then we have luck, then we have development, we have new, we have fox, gypsy journey, headquarters zone, and inland revenue. And these, of course, in which flow they came like intuitively, but they have helped us to make sense of the sacrifice template. Not only that it's as the sacrifice template, but how we can even chat our life experiences along that path as well. So I think it has worked out beautifully in that sense. I'm hoping you will see the fun side, but also see the sensible side to it as we go along. That's if you're new to it. If you are not, of course, I'm hoping by now you have really got the juice of how it really works and that it really makes sense to you. So thank you for joining us, and especially well, not as well, there is, yes, especially, I was gonna say especially my subscribers. I just want to be conscious that I am saying a big thank you for supporting me, and it's no less a thank you for those who are new to this channel or if you hadn't subscribed. But I really want to make that specific declaration as really saying that I am really appreciative of your support of this channel. Okay, so yes, so we are talking about the God said, which is Mother Eve, and which is the goddess of language. She's the one who said, let there be light. She's the one who said, let the earth be filled, and let the waters be divided. And she had those 8 lettings as if they were contracts to the other gods. And well, not as if they were contracts to the other gods. And this is why we see right there, right from there, we see a seed of our constructs and our structures have been really very rooted in that third verse of the Bible when it says, let there be light. So much has really evolved from that particular verse. So in that verse, we see the seed of our constructs and structures and how they have come about. We see that it had also been where the light had been human. It had been the 14 Eves that according to Mother Eve, that was the birthing of 14 Eves, meaning like 14 daughters or so. This is how I got it. 14 female, 14 Eves. And of course, I have got to understand that some of those Eves have been that which we would see as the 14 the 7 planets and the 7 ocean, the 7 visible planets and the 7 seas. That was how Mother Eve gave it to me. So in fact, I'm just going to, yes, it's just the information just to make sure it is clear in my mind. So that's how Mother Eve had showed us about having those 14 daughters. Now, there is another thing that also came out from that. It was about the light and the day and night. The day and night was also a derivative of let there be light. So basically in this verse of 10 words, I think it's 10 words, let there be light, and there was light. So it's actually 8 words. So 8 words, those 8 words, of course we see here the number 8 is really the God number. So we see let there be light, of course. Okay, the said God. Hope you can see that. This is Mother Eve again being psychedelic right here with the different color pens. So in the 8 words, let, L-E-T, let there be light. Okay, I hope you can see this. And there was light. Okay, so we have done the numerical value for that because we felt it was necessary to do that. And we had 1, this is 2, meaning 11, but it's 2. And we have 7 and 2 again, 11. We have 1, it goes like a pattern right there, 2, and we have 7, and we have 11 again. So there we have, even in the way I have written this, which was not intended, we can see each of these words have followed a pattern right here, the 11, 11, 11, 11, which is 44. Now, that is the master number, which has given us 44 right there. And, of course, I think that is the highest we really consider with the master numbers. But 4 plus 4 is 8. So basically, we could see the magic in light to say that there is light. It's also saying hair, the word hair. Okay, let's try another pen. I have done some wonderful presentation. I would say wonderful in the sense of the content. To understand the word there, here we are, T-H-E-R-E. It's also to understand the word hair. And it's also to understand the word he and the word the. And also to understand the word her, H-E-R-E, and we have we can see a wonderful pattern here, which I have done this in, I have a presentation which is called there and here is in he and her. Something to that effect. So if you come across that, it would be explaining the beauty of this wonderful word right here. And it's there is saying, this is saying about the light. We could say that it's saying the light, her light, he light, or a light. We could say that all these are applicable to the essence of light. So let he light, let her light, let her be light, and so on. So we see that the word there, this is the juice of numerology, or breaking down the words, that they offer such depth that we often take for granted. And this is why Mother Eve is now saying, I want you to hear my side of the story. This is time for her story. So it's not just the story, it's her story right now. And in her story, like the serpent, she is really taking you through the cracks, and she's taking us through the different contours. She's taking us in and out, so we do not miss anything. It's not like just zooming up a motorway or a highway, and you do not have time for sightseeing of what would have been necessary, an instrument or a tool or a joy, or the process of understanding what is what it really entails to, or what really happens, not just happen, but to get the full essence of your journey. To get your full essence of the journey is understanding the sightseeing as well as focusing on the road. But really, there may be things you need to pick up along the way, things you may need to see, you may need to learn to be equipped enough to understand that you are able to withstand, or you're able to endure whatever the end of your destination is going to be. So it's really equipping ourselves, and that's why Mother Eve really wants to take us to that place. So here we have 44, which here in these 4 letters, 4 words, and each word, this is another magical thing about that. I think Mother Eve is really going to keep us in this way for a little while, but as long as the idea is to really get the essence of this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is Mother Eve, the snake, the serpent. She is 5. And 5, this is where she said, let there be lights as well. So the first thing she said was, let there be light, which is where we are looking at in her third, in the 3rd verse of the Bible. However, it is her first entry, her first declaration. Her first declaration happens to be in 3. This is why we see like 1 plus 3 is where the incubation happens for anything to germinate, for anything to happen, which of course 1 plus 3 is 4. And that in itself is saying that that is the bedrock for building your house, your 4 pillars. And the 4 pillars were built right there. It's not to say we haven't seen all of the creation, even in the first verse, but that's the introduction. And then the 2nd verse, of course, tells you about the layout of that introduction. But the 3rd verse now really is where Mother Eve makes her entrance. She makes her entrance. It's like the stage had been set. Everything had been put in place, and then there's the grand entrance, and she says, let there be light, and there was light. And in that statement, this is where everyone's attention is really focused on the light and Mother Eve, as of course the darkness too. So, of course, we see that there is motion happening right there. Yes, we know about the Spirit of God that moved upon the face of the deep. And that is the preparation part of all what we are talking about. That's in the 2nd verse. But the 3rd verse is that which has the, that's where the vibration really kicks in. That's where the motion really, has as I say, it is the germination happens there, and this is where you can really pinpoint exactly what is happening there. So a lot of things happened in that third verse of the scriptures. The heavens were created there, where we could say the 14 eves were there, the 14 eves, which would be the 7 visible planets and the 7 seas. That is Mother Eve's definition for the 14 eves right now, which are seen as female. And this is what I thought was female or people, but of course I have to really understand Mother Eve's language as well, because being a snake and a serpent, sometimes you need to go through the curves and really understand snake language. Yes, so back to this point here, we see that there are 5, and light also consists of 5 letters. So we have 4 sets of 5, so 4 5s are 20. And here we see the number 20, for instance, is that which is rock. 20 is the rock. 20 is south. This is where things are planted, and this is where things are married into as well. As I say, it's this is on 20. 20 was also given to the name of Sarah, who is Abraham's wife. This is from 20 that nations would be birthed. This is where the 12 nations would be birthed, from 20. And we also see 20 as I say, when Christ said to Peter, upon this rock I will build my church. The word rock equals 20. The word foundation equals 20 as well. And as I say, south, of course, would be like where we plant. So there is a lot of 20s, although they don't quite come to mind right now. Or vibration as well is 20. And that in itself, energy too. I think energy is either 20 or 7, but anything that is 7 is also 20. And so energy, I'll just do this, energy. This is 7 7. This is R, so this is 9 5 5 5. Of course, everywhere we see 3 5s in a word like this, Mother Eve is very present, and I have made this observation as I go along. So this is 15, and 14 would be 29, 36. Wow, 29, 29, 35, sorry. So this would be 15, and 14 is 29, so this would be 38. 38, right, 38. So 38 is 11. So basically, all this here we can see, we are talking about energy right here. We are talking about energy. And just because energy has been proven to be what everything is the result of, or everything is a result of energy, I'm just double checking this again, because it's just to really. So this is 7 7 9 5 5 5. Okay, so we have 15, and this is 14, so this is 29 plus 9. 9 plus 9 is 18, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is really another master number. So I believe now, I would say, because of how this is flowing right now, to me is the evidence of Mother Eve right here in this too, really saying I am here. So when we do the numerical value for 11, for instance, that becomes 9. This is where 9 births. 9 births, and of course if we do the numerical value for 9, it becomes 6. So 6 of course turns out to be 7. 7, when we do the numerical value for 7, we get back to number 2. Everything comes back, but we see the pattern of how it happens. So just to count the cycle of what would happen here, 11 would become 9. 11 would become 9, 9 would become 6, 6 would become 7, and 7 would become 2. So we see that again we are talking about 4. And here we see that 4 is really very so much firm and established within itself. It's like it's so solid. So whether you went round with it as in 11 or 9 or 6, it would still come back to itself because it is that solid. And of course, coming back to 6, even with 6, because the word 4 also equals 6. And we have 2 4s here. So if we had 2 6s here, for instance, like the separate 4 and 4, that would give us 12. And of course 12, 1 plus 2 would be 3. Now 12 in a sense as well, of course we see that's the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 hours of the day, the 12 months of the year, and we could see how 12 is also playing out very much in our world, in our makeup, but more so it's like really being very reflective in this third psalm as well, because 12, 1 plus 2 would be 3, would be coinciding with the third verse of the Bible right here. It's like saying to us, it's turning around again. So it's really coming back into itself. And more so the first letter of Mother Eve's word, which is let, L, the L in the word let, it equals 3. So there is an interplay of the numbers and words, but we can see how everything has a place and a function in number 3. Hence, we can say that we are about to really unravel the beauty of number 3, because of course it's right here. And I have done this before, that 3, the first letter, has 1 motion, 2 directions, and 3 points. When we add 1, 2, 3, it gives us 6. Now that is to tell us that everything created is around 6. 6 being the number of man, that which we are. So everything right here, the L is a reflection of everything that we are. The 6 days of creation, including the day of rest, of course, we see the 7 as the day of rest inclusive, but right here, as I say, if we do to get to really get the juice of how 6 is also 7, is to write the word 6, because that's what the King James Bible is about. It is done specifically like this to really be available for only one set of people who would understand its language, and the other who could not be bothered to seeing the truth or the juice that lies in there would just give up. So 1, 9, 6. When we add this together, this is 15 plus 1 is 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. So here we see 6 is 7. Now, because of course money has been implemented in our culture and has been valued so much, we would not really want to see that 6 is 7. We would not want someone giving us £6 and tell us that it is 7. But this is the lower part of the energy that we are talking about. You have seen how I have said that when we go around with this, if we were to do 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's 11, but it's also 2. So it's there we need to build our spiritual awareness and see how this understanding can be applied in our lives. That's the story Mother Eve wants us to know. That is her light. She's the one who says, let there be light. So we need to now begin to trust the Eve-ette. And this is it sounds like the name Yvette, but the Eve who ate of the fruit. Trust her in her intuition to guide us to know that even if we had £2 or instead of it were like 9, we could actually make that £2 be £9 for us, because she would show us how to work it, how to make it by her expertise of saying, let there be light. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this insightful. And of course, do join me again. There is as we talk about trusting, the next presentation I will be doing is that on how to pray for that intuition and guidance, which is a message from Mother Eve. So thank you very gladly. Do like and subscribe and share. And of course, stay ignited, because we are planting new seeds, and spill over with love. Namaste.